Alrighty, alrighty, people. It's time for market update. Anyway, alright, guys. So look, 2 days ago, I did an upload video yesterday. 2 days ago, I was telling you guys how this doesn't happen. Actually, if you watch my videos since last week, since I started making these videos again, either this Monday or last week, I started saying, telling you how, based on how Bitcoin was crypto, pretty much Ethereum, Bitcoin looking, what they were acting, how SP500 was holding, what data was coming out, what event, everything, how it's playing out for that week, and then in this and last week and this week, it was all telling you, hey, we're about to blow up. Especially because with this event, it's like um, it's like every time there's an event, depending what the event is, um, you can see how they're trying to bring the market down before there's a big explosion. Um, money by explosion, I mean money coming into it because of the data that's going to be released, whether it be 2 days from now, 3 days from that dip that the market took. They knew that whether it be a week from now, 3 days from that day that the dip happened, whatever dip it was, that there was gonna be a big explosion on the upward side. So they fear you in the crypto. They fear you in just by bringing the damn fucking numbers down. Because every day, even though there's good data, good news, banks, governments buying, integrating into crypto like crazy, and it doesn't move, people don't react to it. But the moment that the numbers start going down, they start panicking. They sell their fucking shit. That's the only way that shit works. Whereas with the market, you use tariffs, you use war, you use all this bullshit to bring the market down. So when they know that there's big moves coming on the way, and hey, let's bring the market. The market's right there about a peak. Let's bring it down a little bit, get some discounts, and then let's blow this bitch up. That's what they were doing with crypto. They were manipulating crypto. They were compressing it. So you would just, and I was saying this shit. You're gonna see Bitcoin just go sideways, up and down. Same with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ethereum was a low price, but still holding, but still buying like crazy. That would let you know that when Ethereum was gonna start pushing on up, Bitcoin then was gonna be released and shoot like crazy. And that's what you're seeing right now. All this money that was being bought, all this finally got released. They pressed the button to be released. That's all they did. It's not like, hey, look, it's when people see this, oh look, somebody must have bought a lot of Bitcoin. No, they've been buying this fucking Bitcoin. It's fucking 95% of it is gone already. They just press that button so they can release, open the gates, and let the pressure out because the pressure was boiling up too much. That's all they were doing. Anyways, another way how you look at Ethereum and Bitcoin, I was telling you guys, is over the weekend. Since the market closes over the weekend, by the market I mean the S&P 500, there's no really way of you knowing or perceiving how these market what's really happening over the market because um those yeah so anyway the market closed, so the only way to see it is through crypto. Crypto is synchronized with the S&P 500 in the market, the United States market pretty much. So if the market is off, then you can just watch Bitcoin and see how the market's, what's going on really and whatnot. That's why if you notice here on Friday, Friday was neutral as hell, didn't drop. Saturday didn't drop. Once we came towards Sunday, starting now, it started being more live. See, now you're seeing all this. Why? Because it was sustained. There was no bad news. There was no tariffs or whatnot. If we would have had some fucking tariff news, even though this isn't a Friday, it would have played out this way too. You would have seen it in Saturday, and then Sunday, boom, start getting some bad news, tariffs, whatever, whatnot. Then the market open on Sunday, Monday, whatever. Same shit here. Happened over the weekend. So this is what we this is what we gotta do right here. The market is telling you as long as we stay. Look, let me give you a little from right here. All right, weekly. So the first strong support that we have is right here in the daily because the week is still going. So I know there's a strong resistance. My bad. Resistance, support, whatever. Since the market is below it, it's gonna act like a resistance. So in the daily, there's a daily right here. So that's gonna be your first resistance as the market picks up again. Then your next strong support is gonna be right here. So the price you gotta pay attention to for the market to sustain to be happy for this weekend to be letting you know that it's happy is first of all sustain inside this box right here between this one and this one. So then you'll box it up just like that, and then you go on down, and you notice that it's been here the whole time. That the three candle box right here. Um, if you don't know what three candle box, watch my first like June, I mean July. I think July 6th. I started updating videos again. Watch those videos and I talk about a three candle box, or I'll just make a separate video talking about it real quick. And I'll mention it every time I do these videos and I come across them. That way you guys can go to my playlist and watch what I mean by three candle box. So anyway, so there's the first area right here. You box it up this daily. There's your main one, and then your next strong support slash resistance is gonna be this area right here. You can clearly see the strong support right here, and the resistance of the daily that I mentioned. So you box that up, which I haven't, which I'm gonna do right now. So mark it up. 12-hour candle. So the lines represent where each time frame closed. So in each time frame, 12-hour candle, there's a 12-hour candle close here, and as I go down, you'll see more yellow ones. There's another 12-hour candle close right here. There's another where we closed a day. That's why you see orange. Blues are 8-hour candles. That's why it was blue since we closed a 12-hour candle, which turns yellow. So then now I can separate it, dissect it into separate boxes. Because I know once it breaks through that support resistance, it'll get stuck in this new box now with its own new resistance and with its own new support once it start breaking. So I keep track on that. So then let's go to the 8-hour candle. So this area right here. So let me see. That now becomes blue. There's another blue one for here. Alright, so now what I can do is then also break that down. But actually the strongest one is right here. So what I'll do then, and then I'll break another one. I'm gonna change the color so I don't get confused. Purple. Send it back. Send this one back. Alright. And then I put my indicator on. So even my indicator, my 12-hour candle is telling me, hey, in the 12 time frame, the strongest support area that we gotta hold to still be bullish is in this green cushion right here. Notice how it starts right in this area right here. So as it goes down, it's gonna be testing this support of a daily. And you have an 8-hour candle right here, another 8-hour candle here. So as it goes down, it's have a hard time breaking through this. But what this does, is gonna try to be bouncing on this. So all this week from Friday to Sunday, we need to create support about this region to let us know the market is doing good. Once we start seeing, especially if we see like a sudden 1 hour do something like this, something like this, something like this, like put in here, like smashing through this, then that's telling me that either Trump or somebody tweeted something about tariffs or war, or some other country did something, attacked, some shit like that, that got the market scared, especially um, yeah, especially after breaking this area right here. So what you want to see is from Friday to Sunday, you're gonna want Bitcoin to oh my bad, you're gonna want Bitcoin to just be bouncing around inside this area right here. Once it starts breaking this, then you can clearly tell us something bad happened, some bad news happened or whatnot. And for Ethereum and then these Fibonacci's, I already haven't set them up. That's why you see that red. That is a 4 candle Fibonacci. So that means that from the 4 candle to the 2 candle, it's been telling you, hey, this is your 50. So that's again, that's to tell me, especially the higher we go on these 50 Fibonacci's, the higher the stronger they are. So if we do drop this and we break this area, this will be your buying zone to support or whatnot. But that's telling me the market has some fucking really bad news. And by the market again, the S&P, the United States fucking stock market. Then I go to Ethereum, and Ethereum should be the same thing. It should be acting the same thing. So let me go to the daily. So weekly wise, we got supported area of this area. We got strong support / resistance, however you want to see it, right here in this region. And then the next one is up here, but the next one really is right here, which is the one that breaks breaking is trying to break through or held. We are at 12 o'clock. We close a 1 hour, the 4 candle at 2, I believe. So this is the time normally from your 12:45 to from 11:45 to 12:15. Let's see, it closes at 2. No, 1. At 1, it closes at 1. So right now, yeah. Right now it's the time to do that shit. So what you need to do is, you need to first of all, you need to hold in between these two if you do drop, but especially you really want to hold this area right here, especially on a 12-hour candle, on a 4-hour candle that's about to close. That's why you're seeing this. That's why you're seeing it. So this how also the market tricks you, especially with Bitcoin, where it'll drop, and then in the first hour and a half of the 4-hour candle, and then in the last hour and a half also of it, it'll then flip and really do its fucking move. Every candle does that, every market does that, but Bitcoin and crypto have a tendency of doing that a lot. That's what you see, and then see this is where we have the weekly support. Your next weeklies, they're right here. You should see blue lines in these areas right here, light blue. So you see light blue here and light blue here. We have a monthly right here. So that's why also it's important to close, because then if we go to the monthly, you can see we have a monthly that close right here. So this is really, again, the higher you go on these time frames, the harder those support / resistance are harder to break. So the fact that it's breaking through this monthly and holding above it, it's telling you the market's still happy, the market's still good. Otherwise, if it would have breaking that, you would have seen it gone down, then you would have seen Bitcoin start breaking those boxes that I mentioned and whatnot. So if Bitcoin isn't also, normally Ethereum will make the first sign, shit like this, but if you're not seeing fucking Bitcoin really react to it too also, you gotta wait, especially towards the end of that 12-hour candle, because they'll do this shit right here. Going back to the forest, so yeah. As long as, yeah, Ethereum wants to then sustain and keep above that green shit, because it wants to keep that momentum, that rally momentum happening and whatnot. If it was really bad news, the market would have dropped. This is just part of the market. This is just this. This is just the market doing this. If it really was a bad news, it would have continued with the flow. It would have kept going down and actually closed this 4 candle, this 12-hour candle, or even the 12-hour candle, whatever it was on. For example, right here, we opened, we opened and we closed a 4 candle at 10 o'clock, and then from 10 is to 1. No, to 2 then. To 2, so we closed it. Wait, let me see what my dumb ass can't even count. Yeah, we closed at 1. So then that means it must have opened at 9? 6, 9. Yeah, 9 then. Oh, okay, 9. So here we have a 4 candle breaking through that weekly that I marked here with this alarm. So you as a trader, you're seeing this 4 candle breaking through this weekly, so you automatically go on a sell. But forgetting that this, there's another 4 candle closing. So you also gotta wait for that. You also gotta see Bitcoin, how it's reacting. And you also gotta know the pattern of crypto, especially with Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum. Ethereum's way more volatile. Ethereum moves way more. I don't know, because of the money size, share size. It's just so flexible, so easy to move around. Whereas Bitcoin, it really needs a lot of money, a lot of pressure to actually then start pursuing it. So Ethereum will make the first move, and then Bitcoin will start following or whatnot. But if Ethereum has to really, really make a really strong move for it to let you know, okay, here we are. We're going on a trend. We're going on the upper trend. We're going on a downtrend. It's not it it, it, it it's not just making any little move. Oh, look, it broke a weekly support, so that means it's already gonna go down. And Ethereum, no, it doesn't work like that. So all this is telling me is like, we're still bullish. We're still happy. Nothing bad has happened with the market. What you're gonna see now is from we close at 1 o'clock. So it's either gonna maintain that, or at 12:30, 12. So when I should see it breaking through here and closing above this, closing above that weekly, um, and monthly, I believe. Yeah, and the monthly. So still again with that's what you wanted. Again, then from 1 to 5, it's gonna then fucking try to close and keep that bullishness, breaking, closing above that, closing the day above that monthly resistance that I just broke. Try to make this shit short, not with all this mess right here. And besides that, this is second weekly main support. So let me see what I'm talking about. Second weekly main support. Oh, there's a main support. So you see right here, you see as it comes down, and this is a weekly. So the fact that it's creating support on this weekly here, you can see it again. Take my indicator off. You can see it here again. You can see it not here, but you can see, yeah, you can see how it's holding, how it wants to hold above that. You can then see how it stops right on there, and then it breaks, and then it tries to break it through there. So this tell me right here, there's a strong, strong resistance. The fact that Ethereum was holding here this whole time, which was right above a monthly 50, I believe. So no, not right, not right above. My bad. Let me see. I knew it was 3. Yeah. Right above a 3 monthly 50 Fibonacci. Bullish as hell. So the fact that right here, what is it? 24.72. 24.72. Let me go to weekly. 24.72. So yeah, this area. The fact that it was holding this whole time. Yeah, we dropped, but we came back to there. I was like, yo, prepare my guys. Way up, and the way Bitcoin was flying up and hitting those 105, 109, 107. I was like, yo, we're about to blast. And then you see S&P fucking start flying up too. I was like, yo, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. We're about to fucking lift off. Okay, so that's what we want. That's what I'm telling you. The moment we start breaking down through here, and then not just break down through here. Let's say it's Sunday, Sunday at 12, and then we fly up, and it's 5, 6 in the morning up here. But then at 9, 10, 11, we were down here again. That's something that the market, something bad happened. Trump tweeted something bad. Somebody attacked. Negotiation with terrorists, blah 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 blah. Then come some shit like that. And then you guys see Bitcoin also fucking drag and start breaking those fucking boxes. So you guys start forming an age pattern on Sunday. If not, they will maintain this, and it's Saturday 6 or 9 o'clock when we're still up here, then we're still bullish and we're gonna be, just happy or whatnot. But again, once Ethereum starts fucking breaking this, and it's fucking especially towards 6 o'clock, and then we go to 9, and at nighttime it's kind of go up, and then we come 6 in the morning again. Just Sunday morning ish, and we're down here. Yeah, with something bad happened, tariff. And then your next stop is most likely gonna be. I'm gonna check it too. I'm gonna check. Your next stop is gonna be between these two right here. Yeah, between these area right here, it's gonna be fucking bouncing around. And then there's gonna be another. Is that it for the market? Was that a fake out? Depending how far we drop down. But we shouldn't, because we got data coming out on Friday for the United States stock market, inflation data, all this crap on fucking Tuesday. I mean, my bad, on Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, we also start getting banks earnings, Tuesday and Wednesday. So either we're gonna have a bad push down, and that can be caused from the earnings. But then once we get to not this week coming up, but next week, we're gonna start getting into your Microsoft, your Teslas, your Nvidias, and that's gonna bring the market up again. And I believe that's what's gonna pick up the market. And besides the earnings picking up the market back again, if we do start getting brought down by either with data or tethers or some sort of fear, that's gonna make the market come back down again, because we just flew towards end of July, getting to August, we should see. My bad. Towards like the middle of August, we should see the market pick up again if we do go down, because we're gonna have talks about interest rates being cut and this and that. So again, since we just flew, you guys, we're very happy. So since they're very happy, know that we know we're buying right now, they're gonna have to put some fear in us before this bitch keeps on flying up even higher. Because Bitcoin is a signal that we're going into a rally, both rallies, crypto and fucking regular market. That's what Bitcoin's telling me. Since it blew up and created this all-time high, they're gonna try to bring it down, and it's gonna leave investors, traders doing the whole, is that it? Or are we at the all-time high? Was that it for the SP500? Blah 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 blah. And again, 2-3 weeks from now, we're gonna blast off, or this fucking next week, depending how all plays out this week, and especially how we close this Sunday and how we open this Sunday. They tweet something, they tariffs. That's what we need to pay attention to, because also towards the end of July, getting to August 1st, again tariffs gonna be brought up again. So they're gonna take advantage of that, and in between that gap from now until August 1st, they're gonna fucking try to move the market up and do all this shit, take advantage before again the fear and more fear and all this shit whatnot. It's like a fucking roller coaster. It's like you get the patterns of it. It's not just buying and selling. It's manipulation at its finest. Alright, you guys, but that's it. I know I'll probably talk too much on this, but that's all I'm seeing. Keeping an eye on Bitcoin and Ethereum to let me know how the market is really doing. Alright, this is Brian Seacrest signing out.